So we have a problem with teaching music on YouTube, and essentially it boils down to this. Several weeks ago, I came out with a video called How to Learn Jazz Melodies by Ear. It's a video tutorial where I show how you can learn a melody off of a recording by ear and go about memorizing it. But almost immediately after uploading it onto the platform, I got this notification. It said there was a copyright claim on my video. And the reason that was is because on that video, I used a copyrighted piece of music, Groovin' High by Dizzy Gillespie, to show how you could learn this particular melody by ear off of a recording. Now, initially, it might seem fair that if I'm using copyrighted music, I shouldn't have the rights to actually use it in my video without permission. However, according to the United States fair use doctrine, I actually do have the rights to use this. Now, before I go any further, it's important to mention that I am by far not the only one that goes through this. In fact, many other YouTubers who teach music on YouTube actually have their songs blocked. For example, Charles Cornell did a whole rant video of one time where a video he spent hours and hours and hours working on ended up getting completely blocked by the rights holders. Could not even make it onto YouTube. Rick Beato often does live stream rants where he talks about how frustrating it is when his videos get blocked in his series called What Makes This Song Great. This series is where he essentially listens to a song with you, breaks it down, and talks about the different elements of the song and what makes it a masterpiece. It's really great content. However, some rights holders choose to completely block his videos because of this. Now, in my case, my video did not get blocked. It just got a copyright claim in which I most certainly challenged that claim under the doctrine of fair use. Now, fair use states that certain uses of copyrighted material for, but not limited to, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research may be considered fair. After all, isn't it important for rights holders and the artists who create this music to be sure that they're getting paid their fair share? Now, absolutely, artists and copyright holders need to be paid for their music. I mean, without this, obviously we don't really have a music industry. However, fair use really introduces what is reasonable when it comes to actually using this content, especially when it comes in terms of education. Now, as for me, most of the content that I do are tutorials on how to learn the style or genre of jazz. Jazz, among many other styles of music, is a music that can be aurally learned. In fact, traditionally, it is very aurally learned. In other words, musicians rely on listening to records, learning music off of records in order to educate themselves on how best to start improvising, playing melodies, playing chords, and all the other aspects of musicianship involved. Particularly, this style actually doesn't rely as much on the written sheet music to learn, but rather on using your ear and creating this way. So when it comes to teaching jazz and certainly other styles of music, going to the source of the music that you're actually trying to learn is a really important thing that you actually need to do. Now, behind closed doors, this is happening all the time. In classrooms all over the world, teachers are using copyrighted recordings to show examples and to demonstrate how to actually play the music. Private lessons all over the world, teachers are teaching their students using actual copyrighted music, and they're getting paid by that student to show them this music and show them how to play it. But when it comes to a public platform like YouTube, suddenly this becomes very difficult to do. And creators such as myself become fearful to upload content that includes copyrighted music for fear of it being demonetized, which was in my case, or blocked altogether. Again, creators like us, we put a ton of work into the content that we're creating, a ton of passion into the material we're trying to teach our students how to play. So as an example, let's talk about why my video, How to Learn Jazz Melodies by Ear, should be protected under fair use. Like I said in the video, I'm playing the recording of Groovin' High and showing how you could learn the melody by ear in this video. Now, first of all, in order to do this, I slow the tempo down to 75% of the tempo of the song. So in other words, I've already sort of changed the song from its original format. It's no longer consumable in its original way. Second, I only use 50 seconds of the song, so only a small portion of the song, which only includes the melody to the song. Third of all, throughout the video, I'm basically playing about 4 seconds of the melody, stopping, demonstrating how I'm going about learning it by ear on my instrument, starting it again, learning it on my instrument, repeating phrases over again so that by the time we're done actually with this video, I've chopped up that 50 seconds of video so many different times for demonstration purposes that it really resembles nothing of a consumable nature of the song. And that's what it really comes down to. When you're teaching using copyrighted material, it's no longer replacing by any means the original song. No one's gonna come to my video to listen to Groovin' High by Dizzy Gillespie. In fact, if anything, I'm promoting and actually driving awareness to the fact that this song even exists for others to actually go out and check it out for themselves. Now, obviously us music education creators have lots of ways to teach music on YouTube and other platforms. We compose our own music. We recompose actual lines of actual copyrighted music in order to demonstrate these ideas without actually playing the music. However, I believe this does a huge disservice to how music can and should be studied, at least in part, by listening to recordings of the great musicians that came before us, by demonstrating what makes it great, by showing in depth what they're actually doing in order so that we can replicate it for ourselves. And by doing this, not only are we training other musicians and future generations to play this music, to create more music, to become artists themselves, but also at the same time, we're propping up this copyrighted music and the artists and the labels that own this music so that it becomes more mainstream, that it becomes more consumed by people. So while I don't really have a solution to this problem, I think it's still important to talk about the fact that music is oftentimes best taught using real examples, and doing that on YouTube is incredibly difficult to do. And oftentimes we're de-incentivizing creators like myself to teach the way we would want to teach music simply because of this factor, which should be protected under fair use. Anyways, guys, that's my rant. Those are my thoughts on the whole issue. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, what you think about fair use and using copyrighted music for teaching materials online. By the way, if you want to check out that video, even though if you watch it, there's a chance I won't get any monetary value from it, I'm totally fine with that. Go ahead and click it on the screen right now and you can see exactly what I did and exactly what I'm talking about. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do lots of jazz tutorials, music theory tutorials, and all kinds of good stuff that I know you'll benefit from. So hit that subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.